Hi, it's Isabel with your next holiday digestive tip. So this one is part of a Goldilocks principle I like to think of not having too much or too little of certain qualities. And the quality that we're going to cover today is heaviness versus lightness. We want to be right in between for ourselves. And that might look different than what it looks like for other people that are close to us or our neighbors. One thing that I like to look at is the heaviness or the lightness of different kinds of foods. So if I were to have, let's say, pasta with Alfredo sauce compared to pasta with marinara sauce, it would feel pretty different at the end of the meal. And it's important to notice what feels good to me. So I want to feel satisfied at the end of the meal. I don't want to feel heavy or sluggish or feel like I want to take a nap. And I also don't want to feel like I need to go back in the kitchen and go get something else because I don't feel satisfied. So I want to be somewhere right in the middle where it's like, yeah, that hit the spot and I feel good and I feel like I'm going to be nourished. That was very supportive of a meal for me. So there are a few things that you can do. One is just being aware of portion size of different kinds of foods and how those make you feel, and just throughout the meal, noticing when feels like a good place to stop. There are a few different ways that you can look at it. One is that you notice that you're not hungry anymore. You might notice that the taste and the desire for each bite of food might be a little different. And that can happen usually when we eat slower. We might notice those kinds of things a little better. Another way is we might feel a little burp, just one little burp just comes up. Whoop, it just lets you know, oh, that's it, we're full in our digestive system. And it won't be necessarily like it's stuffed. We don't want to feel like we're stuffed. We want to feel like there's enough space in there so that things can kind of move around and get digested, just like you wouldn't overstuff a washing machine. So that's another way to think about having just appropriate portions for you. And one way that I like to work with things is if I really want to have that heavier meal, I might counteract it. I might balance it with different things. I might make sure that I have really cleansing vegetables that I eat along with that to help it move through. Plenty of fiber just to help it be balanced out. Another way is with spices. Usually you can find black pepper on any table. So if I am going to have something that has more dairy in it, that's heavier, I can add some black pepper to it, and that's going to ignite my digestive fire and kind of like turn up the heat in there so that stuff can get digested, because it's going to take more energy for my system to digest it. On the other side, if I'm eating foods that are too light, I will probably feel unrestful, like a restlessness after eating, and I want more. So a way to combat that is to use oils like olive oil as a drizzle, or to use them in cooking like coconut oil or ghee, so that I know that I'm getting enough of that satiation from the oil. And I can also look at the vegetables that I'm eating. If I'm eating only purifying vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, and greens, that's not going to give the same soothing qualities that squashes and yams might give, which obviously have more body to them, heaviness. And that heaviness is going to be more grounding and going to nourish my tissues in a different way than the cleansing vegetables. Okay, so that's the tip for today, is finding food and meals that don't feel too heavy or too light, just somewhere in the middle. And you can always play with the portions of what's in those meals to adjust it for your needs. Thanks so much for joining. This is really fun, and I look forward to making the next video and seeing you then. All right, bye.